Okay, so let's filter this week. So this week is number 6, and let's check week number 5 for reference. Let's expand information, and for verification, let's put tasks to the. Okay, we have week number 6. Okay, so on this week task agenda, we have these jobs which we need to do. So, like I mentioned, each week we need to upload information, model information. So for this week, we need to upload EFC and Revit files. Also, we need to finish the basic spacing part, project coordination, and this week's main topic is creating site objects like excavation, roads, sidewalks, site elements, and landscaping objects, and also some tips on the drawing preparation. So let's go back, jump to the scope part, and let's try to check the information. So last lecture I spoke about zones, rooms, massing objects. So and as I mentioned, some of objects like rooms areas will be more logical to place in the object when you have all the walls and other parts of the building. So on this week, final phase, you just need to have one simple simulation of these objects and no more. Later in our course, we can add additional components and elements. And for coordinates, so yeah, grid lines, level lines, all lines should be finalized, the names assigned correctly, the style correctly assigned, and the scope boxes or section boxes created, and of course, additionally check project coordinates and global coordinates. So now let's see how we can create all site plan elements. And this week's task is detail level 100. And for this detail level, we can do simplified version. So I will show you how to do it maybe in more detailed version. So if I look here, so practically I will explain all the detail levels, but mainly I will show the final phase. So if you are planning your time correctly, so you can do just the part which is recommended this week and later implement additional steps. So let's activate time tracking application, lab work number 1. Okay, start. And for this task, I will use the Revit. So I see my OneDrive is activated, so I will pause it for 2 hours so I can work with my files and they will not be damaged. Okay, and of course I see all the files are on the cloud. So first I need to synchronize them so they can work not only on the cloud, but also on my machine. So for this task I show and always keep on this device. So all the files will be on my device. So let's synchronize them. And later I will pause so I can do the work. And after I finish the work, the synchronization can be activated again. And I will continue on the project which I started last time. So I can click on the same project location here. So this shows recent files, but I will just use open and just open the file from the file location. a work in progress folder, and in here I look for the project file which I was finishing. So I think this one is 7032, date modified. Okay, and let's click open. Can you close the door? Thank you. Okay, so mainly for work I will use 3D view and continue the work on this project. So now I would like to finish synchronizing all the process changes. Let's double check if, okay, so project is synchronized, and okay, and I can pause the synchronization. Okay, so from the planner, so first I need to create the top surface of my project. So landscaping, I think this part, creating the top surface, so creating the grass. Also, I can say I will do this substructure excavation part for my project. So now, for this task, I need to import link CAD file. So CAD file is used this one, 3D, DVG 3D. So I will link it by using shared coordinates, so it jumps into correct position. And I also put this file in needed location. So in this case, on the ground, level is ZG -01. And other settings should be set like this one. Auto detect units, colors preserve, level layers or levels. So I can specify here. Okay, let's try to specify. Maybe it will be better. And orient to view. Okay, I click open. Close this one. And now I can select which layers is important for my project part. So in this case, I need triangulation of my 3D surface. All other layers is not important. So now the program informs me what this information is not visible in main window. So I will turn off section box and also go to view. Visibility graphics. In visibility graphics, go to import categories, and in here I will turn off format project, and this project is needed for this task. So I click OK. And now I have my model inserted here. So I have 3D surface of my project, and now you can see this project is hanging in the sky, because when the program imports AutoCAD, the base layer is used like 0 layer, so it means I need to move all this top surface down. How much I need to move it down, it depends. From how the model was created, and what is the distance from 0 to this level. So for this task, I will go to coordinates, and in here I will select coordinates. And my survey point coordinate is 154. So it means this is my survey point coordinate. This is elevation from the sea. So I will try to move my all project down by this distance. So I select imported CAD file. I use move tool, move, and I just click on empty space and just move mouse down. It's important what the dashed line goes down vertically. If I move with some angle, it will be wrong because the distance will be not correct. And I write 154 and type meters and click move. Now the program asks if I want to change the location and coordinates in my AutoCAD file. In this case, I should say no. And for this task to complete, I click OK. So now the ground level of the top surface is moved in, let's say, in correct position. And now I can create the top surface. So for today's class, I will introduce all the basic tools from the massing and site. So top surface, site components, parking components, building paths, split and merge surface, subregion, property lines, graded regions, label contours. And also next class, we will check curtain system, roof, walls and floors, and additional tools, railings for the fence around my project. And I think these will be the main tools which you will learn how to use on this class. So I activate top surface tool. Now I have three options how to create top surface. I can place points manually, so I can put the needed points in needed position. So I need to have all the data, all the positions, or I can create it just for concept project and put the points in any location. If I want to place and create realistic top surface, so I should use coordinates which are provided by surveyor. So surveyor can provide a TXT file with point coordinates x, y, z, or he can provide survey DVG, DXF, or DGM file, which can be used also for top surface creation. So in our case, we have DVG file. So I select import instance. Now I move the mouse to my import. So I see blue box and I click on it. From here, I select the layers which I need. So all other extra information is filtered out and I see only the information I need. So always try to import and use only the information you need. All extra information takes space and loads on the program and makes it slow. So it's better to use only the needed information for your task. So I click. And here I can see the results. So in each corner of the triangles, I see a point which was placed. And now I can just click finish, or I can add additional components and details for my project. So now I will choose material. So for my project top surface, I want to choose grass material. So I type grass. And in here I have soil and grass materials located in this location. So the naming convention for this object is based on ISO standard. So how to find ISO standard materials? And so ISO standard materials should be used from ISO 10456 standard. So all the materials are located in our Trimble Connect application. So we go to Explorer, Documentation, and Libraries. And I can type here ISO 10456, I think. And here I have all the materials presented in this location. So basically all these materials material database is in English, is in the Lithuanian language. So in our Revit template, we have English representation of the same materials. So I will just show how to import materials file to your project. So now I need to select all the assets. So assets means additional settings from the main file, and this is the main file. I select all these files, I click download. So program loads and will download all this package. And additionally, all these material files can be downloaded from, in Lithuania, we have a digital construction portal. So this portal is responsible for introducing digital construction. So we have all main associations in Lithuania, which are creating building designs and other stuff. And in here we have special page, so we can turn it in English. And I think it's filtered construction companies using BIM. Actualities, okay, so it means I need to stay in Lithuanian version. And manufacture libraries for digital construction. And in here we have this this description. So it means these are the files for ISO standard and national Lithuanian building regulation code for material representation and calculation. I can translate it in English, and here the BIM material library according to these standards. So I saw the program downloaded the files, so I go to the downloads and I open the downloads with 7-zip, free application, open source, open archive, the manager. The advantage of downloading files from our project, Trimble Connect, is what Trimble Connect creates all the structure and all the folders. So here we can see documentation folder is created. In documentation folder we have the library, and in BIM library we have all these components. So it means I go up in my files and just copy paste the same structure on my project. So drag the folder and place it here. And I did it in class before, and all the files will be placed and nice folder structure will be created also for your work in progress project, which you have on your computer. So in library, I have all these files. So these files represent the material libraries. So like I mentioned, these are assets for physical and appearance parameters. And this one is the main file for the materials. And if I want to map, I basically in Revit, I can see architecture, engineering, construction materials, which is created by Autodesk. And I also can click open existing library, and I can go to documentation, libraries, and select Autodesk lib file type. So the same file type is used for AutoCAD, Inventor, Revit, 3D Max, and practically main AutoCAD Autodesk programs as material representation. So the same file is used. And now when I load the file, I can see all the groups here, which represents material grouping. And similar material grouping is also in Autodesk material group. So if I select concrete, so here's concrete in Lithuanian, so I have the same concrete here. If I select plastic, so the plastic is also here. So it means the structure or main representation, naming of material groups are also in Autodesk material library. In Autodesk material library, we have, let's say, water. So water represents like simple water, but according to ISO standard, water is represented with different parameters. So we have different density for water. We have ice, we have water with different temperature. So it means we have also snow, and all of these should be also be used or implemented in our project. So it means Autodesk library is not fully described, and it mainly designed for United States and not so much for European market. And of course, Autodesk Materials is simple, and you can implement them in your design. So if I go back to the grass topic, so if I select grass just from Autodesk, so the main disadvantage is we have description information. So all this description information is empty in Autodesk Materials. So in our project, all this description information should be filled up. So it means keywords, comments, class, description with all the parameters, the pricing, internet link. So if I want to place real object, real material, so I need to connect this material to real situation. So so I will look for seeds for our grass. So seeds can be bought, let's say, from internet shop, and here I have special seeds for my grass, and let's say I want nice grass which has nice surface, maybe to play football or something like that. So I can select, let's say, this one. And here I have the pricing. So pricing for one unit, and 1 unit is one kilogram. So in here I can put all this data. So it means I have the link to the file. So I put the link here. I have the cost 4.43. So if I correctly put the information, the cost and other information, later I can get all the data out of my project, the price of my project, and so on. Now the description part, so I can just use the same translation tool, translate to English. Long grass mix sport. So I have special code for this long grass. So model, I can put the model here. So special code. Now the manufacturer. So the brand is this one. So we copy the brand. I put it here. So I have the brand. And keynotes. For the keynotes, I can go to the keynotes map and select groundworks, maybe excavation, filling pit, surface finish, maybe grass. Do we have any grass? Or metal, insulation. Okay, so from here I don't have any search tools which can help me. So in this case, I will select the group D to represent just the groundworks. So it means I need to do some grassing on my project. And for marking I can choose later, maybe, or I can type grass 1, so representing the grass. So from here you can see all the data is nicely filled up. And for the description, I can put the description from here. So lawn grass mix sport. So I can put the real name. So grass and put the name from here. And also can put additional maybe comments. So I here have some information, the percentage of mixture of the grass and so on. So I can put all this data in my material description. Graphical representation. So for the surface pattern, I should use special grass earth representation. So this symbol should be used. These symbols will not be visible on 3D model, but on 2D drawings, maybe it should be visible. We will check it out later. And appearance. So now appearance, I see my picture is damaged. So it means the program cannot find the location of this picture. So maybe I used a custom picture and this picture is not linked in or attached in my template. So in this case, I need to change. I can select different picture. So normally program will guide me to C drive, program files, common files, Autodesk shared materials, textures. So here is located all the textures of Autodesk installed applications. So if I go here, materials, so here I can see all the images of basic Autodesk materials. So if I want to find this one, so I can click open, and in the textures folder I can type, let's say, grass 0130 bottom dash and try to check it out. So I see this material is custom and it's not from Autodesk material library. So I can find this material maybe in internet again or in my other folder location, or I can replace the material with other appearance settings. So I click on appearance settings. And then here I can do the same. So I can load my appearance settings. So here we have Autodesk physical assets and appearance assets. Also, I can add assets which I downloaded later. So I go to projects, documentation, libraries, and in here I select Autodesk library and I can open appearance assets. So it should bring me all the assets which was created, or I can choose this one maybe. And in here I can see different materials, but mainly I think it's physical parameters. So no appearance files was found in my library. So it means I will use Autodesk library and I select here, select site work. I would like to see all images in larger scale. So I go to the properties and select thumbnail size, the largest one. And I just move down and check what kind of materials I have here. And I can select the material which looks nice for my grass representation. So let's say I would like to choose this one and double tap on this material. I can close this one. Now I see image was updated and my material works nicely. And I can click apply, click OK. Now material is assigned. So next part is image. So I can add also image for this object. So in this case, I can type and just Something like that, like the grass, lawn maybe. Nope. Okay, so image like this one, which represents my grass, so I can save image to my project, work in progress files, save the file, and go to images, and I can add image file from my project. Okay, so I will put my project inside here so I can access it quickly. And I go to work in progress files, Subworks, and the file type is not acceptable. Okay, let's go back here. Let's maybe select different image. Save image as JPEG. JPEG. Strange format. Okay. Save image. Okay, so this one looks standard image type, and I can click open and click OK. So it means I assign the image to this part. And now I can put the comments. So in the comments here, I can put, let's say, the grass, and for the EFC file, I also should select EFC file settings. So in here, I write site and select the site representation and click OK. So EFC will be the main information source for future projects, and all the data should be linked to EFC files. So you should know how to work with EFC files and how to implement them inside your projects. So if we go back to our plenary, so I can activate book number 4 maybe. Maybe week number 3. Yep, week number 3. And regarding the site components, so I think I put some links to EFC location. So I click EFC site, and here is explain what is EFC. So it's also definition according to ISO standard. So area of land or water where construction work or other development is undertaken. A site is defined area of land possibly covered with water or maybe other material on which the project construction is to be completed. So linking the information to the classificator, so in this case EFC classificator is very important part of projects, and after you finish all your studies, all the projects will have specific classificator systems, and all the data will be linked together. So also we need to train how to do it in our projects. And for phase creation, so the main phase, like existing one, I will choose 110 and click apply. Now basically all of the parameters is filled up, and I can click finish. Of course, I should save the project. Now it asks, do I want to update my DVG file? So in this case, I say do not save or update the DVG file, and I click close. Now the main phase for my work should be maybe this one, 110. And now I can turn off visibility graphics for imported objects and DVG files. And now I have nice representation of my top surface. I can activate realistic mode and see if the grass material is placed here. So everything works nice. For the work, I recommend to use consistent colors. And now I see a lot of triangles, and these triangles is visually not good for the design part. So I can click visual graphics and go down and look for topography. And in topography, I turn off triangulation and click OK. And now everything looks much better. Okay, so from the planary part, we did, let's turn off all the other parts. So practically we did this grass part, creating site objects. Now I will create excavation for my building. So what is the problem and why I need excavation? So I will select scope box maybe and select site, and now it nicely crops down, but I see I need additional land here, so I need to update my scope box to represent all the data better. So I select section box. I don't need section box for now. I will hide element. Okay, I don't see the scope box. I turn off the section box and I need to see the scope box. So I go back to visibility graphics, annotations, write S and select scope boxes. And now I select the main scope box of the site and move this down so I can see all the ground part in my project. And I click site, and now the ground is cropped and I see some ground represented. So the top surface is grass, and here I have the soil. So to represent the soil, like in our project, I need to go to massing and site and select this small arrow. So this small arrow lets me to select special material for the section cut. So here I should go to this material selector and select soils. And from here I can select clay or sill. So let's see if appearance is assigned correctly. Yes. And graphical representation. So cut pattern should be selected earth representation. So from here I go down and look for earth representation, earth. So let's say this one. And I can click apply, okay, apply soil, clay or sill, and click apply. So now if I cut my soil, I will see soil representation, and if I click realistic, I can see the difference. So here is my grass, and here is my soil. So now I will turn off the scope box here, and now my section box should be active. I selected scope box, so I can turn off all the category, hide category. So for now I don't need scope box, and I can zoom and move my object here, and I see some of my building parts, like this one, is inside the ground. And also, as I remember, we created additional layers which represents our car parking location. So in this design, I need to create additional mass object which will represent working. So I move my mass down, and now I have a large box, so I would like to have it smaller. And for this task, I need to go to work in progress site plan and select maybe elevation. I move elevation location here and go to elevation. So in here, I don't see mass objects, so I will turn off view template, and I will go to view settings, visibility graphics, and select mass, type M, mass objects, and now in here I can see the mass object. Now I can modify mass object. It's sad, but I cannot do these modifications in 3D model, so I need specially go to 2D model to be able to do all these modifications for my mass object. And I can go back to my project, and now I can restore hidden objects, and here I can see what my earth is inside my mass object, inside building. So now I need to create the building pad to make excavation for my project. So for this task, I will extend this section box, and I will activate building pad tool. For the building pad to work, I need to select specific work plane. So for the work plane, I go to architecture, click on set work plane, and I will choose work plane my basic ground level, ZZG -01. And now let's try to activate building pad again. It works nicely. So I select pick line tool, and this tool lets me select object faces, and I can go around my building by clicking shift and mouse wheel. I can rotate, and here I can select faces of my mass object, and now I have a nice close loop rectangle representing my building outside part. Now I need to move this part down to go down according to my project. So it means I should go down. Okay, so I created a lot of levels, but I didn't change the name. So now my levels are organized not correctly, and I have a problem because I cannot tell which layer is which part representing. So in this case, I will choose, let's say, one of the layers, or I can go to the front view, and yeah, it's still not visible. So maybe I can go to facade view. Yeah, in facade view, I can say my level representing should be this one, -6 meters. This level should not be used, or this object building pad should not be room bounding because it doesn't bound any rooms. So I turn off this part. For image, I can also put an image which represents excavation. So maybe I can use this image, save image as, and I can save this image in my project and put for excavation, add image, and I can put this image for my excavation part. And additional settings, EFC export to. So also I will maybe use site representation. Of course, I should check EFC parameters and maybe find better part for this excavation. But for now, I just select a parameter here. Later, I can modify and update. Additional settings. Now I have Vilnius Tech building pad, so I need to click Edit Type and put additional information in here. So also we have additional parameters. So in BIM projects, we need not to create graphical representation of objects, but also we need to put information which explains what kind of data we have. So in here, I click the structure. So in the structure area, I can organize how my object is created. So from what layers. And if I nicely put the needed layers, I can see the resistance, thermal mass and thermal resistance of my layered structure, like floors, walls, and other structure. So this parameter should be used when you are calculating thermal resistance of your buildings. So here we have some function objects, and from these function objects, I need to select the right one for my layer. So this layer is not structure layer, it's more like subtract layer, which represents subtraction. And other layers we have here is thermal, air layer, finish 1, finish 2, and membrane layers. So in this case, function of my layer is this one. So instead of clay or sill, I will select the sand. So I go to soils, and density of soil of sand will be this one. And I can choose some kind of representation of my sand. So let's say sand and appearance looks okay. And in identity, so also all these parameters should be filled up. Now we are empty. I click OK, send, and click OK. Click OK, click apply. So for these parameters, I also should put information. So let's say this one is soil, sand, type comment is sand, okay, and cost, I can put the cost, assembly code. So assembly code is building part, building part, building part, site objects. All categories. So civil elements, building elements, and slabs, ramps, piles. Okay, distribution elements. Now, geographical elements. Okay, so maybe I need also to open the page and check which one to assign. So for now, I will just leave empty. Later, I can finish it up. Okay, so I click apply. Okay, click OK. And now all the parameters is filled up. I can click finish. And now I will change the location of my section. And now I can see this nice sand object is created here. And if I hide mass category, hide category, so in my building area, I have a nice excavation for my building. So in this excavation, I will put my building. In real projects, excavation is done with a special angle for the ground. So it's physical parameters of the ground, and it doesn't have this 90-degree excavation pits. In our case, we just represent excavation pit for, let's say, final project phase, and let's save that progress. Don't save DVG file. And here my building, my excavation, and yeah. So if you have car parking and you have the ramp for the car parking, so you should repeat the same task, but in this case you need to select a slope for your car parking. So it means I create building pad. So let's say maybe 7 meters. 7 meters. And now I can put the slope arrow and say my building pad should go from this layer, and this slope arrow should also have slope representation and level at the end, and here. And I click apply, click finish, and now I have nice slope which presents my road for my entrance to the car parking. Of course, it's a little bit too short, so I need to make maybe a longer one and change maybe the slope angle and do other modifications to get the nice final results. But the idea, I think you understand, and it should be represented like that. Okay, so next part based on our list. So practically I did the final phase here with all the building pads. So this represents building pad. This represents excavation, and practically I did all the excavation project. So if we look to representation of detail level 100, so it means in this case I can do simplified version of my project of this task. So I can go and create view. I can go and create drafting view. So select maybe scale 1 to 200 and lab work 1 site plan. And in here I see my drafting view changed to scale 1 to 10 because it automatically assigned the template. So I turn off the template and just change the scale to 200. So in this location, I can also insert 2D DVG file, put it in origin location, and I will load all the elements. I click OK. So I have a similar program like AutoCAD. I have 2D drawing, and I can use annotate tools and draw a representation of my building. So let's say my building will start from this point, and I have my building representation. So I can put the text which will explain. So it will be A1 building. If some of layers is giving me problems, so I can select DVG file and I can click query and select the object and hide layer and also hide these layers. And now I have a nice representation of my ground. And let's say this is building 1. Next, I can draw a simple 2 meters sidewalk around my building. I use offset tool and it offsets nicely. And now I can draw additional sidewalks by clicking 0. And let's say I will create sidewalk here of 2 meters to access my car parking. And also I can put the 2 meter sidewalk to the side to get access to the road. So in here I will maybe have the road representation. And later I can create additional elements, like create the, I see the snapping, I create the, it will be car parking. And from here I will get this entrance to the car parking, and also I can draw additional road here, maybe 7 meters, move the lines. And I can put and say it will be a ramp. If I want, I can change the scale to 500, so it will be a ramp, it will be this part road, this part will be car parking. Sidewalk, and so on. So I can sketch these elements here on my building pad and on the drawing, 2D drawing. So all these will represent all the things what is described in planary. So it means I am doing the part which is week number 6. So it means all this week's task is just to practice with these drawing tools. As I mentioned, I am showing you maybe the final version. So it depends if you are planning time and you want to not overwork, so you can just draw a simple representation of your project. And if you have more time, so you can try to do all the parts, and it will, in any case, you need to do all these elements in your project. And here I also can create excavation pits. So let's say my excavation will be like this one. So here's my excavation. I can put a region, fillet region, which represents excavation part, like this one. I can draw these lines and select a green line to assign my lines to existing on the ground top level. So this line I can put as invisible line. So invisible line. And for the fillet region, I can select ground and select finish. And here I have nice ground representation. And in this location, I can put my building. So it means I will have a building pad, and on the building pad, I have a building. And I can put notes like, this is my A1 building. And on the top, I can draw simple lines and just say it's my sidewalks, or let's say the road. So by using 2D representation and drawing, from here you can see it's quite fast, and you can just create the idea, the concept, how all things will be organized. And later I can bring all this data back to the 3D model and the main project. So let's try to do that now. So now I will use other tools. So first I will split and divide my top surface to smaller part. So now I have a large top surface and I don't need such large top surface. So it means I will select Mass and Side tool and use split surface. So I select split surface and draw a rectangle. So let's say for my project, I will need this part of land. Maybe I can make this part maybe shorter. Depends. And I can click finish. Now I have two parts of my top surface. One is here and another is here. So it means for my work in progress part, I can just hide this all extra top surface. I don't need to delete. I can just hide it, hide element, and I can continue on my smaller project location. If I want to bring back this hidden part, so I can click this bubble and I can select this hidden part and type and select unhide in view element, and it's back. I don't recommend to use or overuse this hide element part, because like you see, if you want to rehide or unhide object, so if you activate bubble, all objects are in this pink color, and it's very hard to understand what is here and what you can select. And in our cases, for other objects to hide, I recommend to use filters. So if you go to view, visibility graphics, you can select filters and you can create additional filters which can hide elements specifically by the settings you put in the filters. Or you can use model categories and just turn on, turn off objects you don't need to see in your model. Okay, now in here I want to create the sidewalks around my buildings. So I go to Mass and Side, and of course I can show how to use a merge tool. So I can split my top surface here and create additional smaller one. And this is small part. Let's say I decided to merge all the parts, so I can select merge tool and select the main and select the small one, and now everything is merged. So the color will be bring or the material will be used the main objects which you select first. So merging surface tool. Now we will use another tool which is called subregion. So subregion tool helps you to create a simple representation of the road, sidewalks, and other parts. So I select subregion, and it says and work plane is also not correct. So I go to architecture, set work plane, and now existing work plane. Let's try to reassign it, and subregion. Okay, it doesn't like this one, so I will need to choose another level. So let's use level 00, architecture level, for my side, for my subregion. Now it works nice. So I select rectangle tool. I put rectangle around my main building. Now I use the same rectangle and create the offset 2 meters. And now draw the same rectangle on the same location. And now the program automatically puts the offset 2 meters. Now, as in my 2D representation, I just put the 0 on my offset, use the same rectangle, and in this location, I just draw 2 meter sidewalk for my entrance to the park. So it should be 2 meters. Also, I can draw the sidewalk, let's say 2 meters here. And at the moment, I don't see the main road because I turn off to do DVG files. So in any case, I think the main road will be in something in like this position. So I can create sidewalk which will represent the main road, and the main road goes on this location. So I can just do like this one. And now I need to create a closed loop which will create one contour for my sidewalk. So now I need to use special tools. So if I have two lines, if I select these lines, I have two sketch lines here. So it means I delete one line here. Also, I delete line here. Also, I can delete this line. And now I will use split tool, split SL for shortcut, and split here, split here, split here. I use trim tool to trim. I select objects and trim nicely. Okay, time. Yeah, so now I have closed loop, and this will be my sidewalk. Now I go to materials and select the pavement. So from here I can see pavement, concrete pavement blocks. So let's go and see. Okay, so surface representation is great, and appearance. In appearance, I have the same problem. My image is damaged, so I click replace the asset and go in appearance library and select site work and look for nice pavement material. So Pavement and Revit and AutoCAD use the same material libraries. So if you have imported materials from Format, they should be also available in your Revit project. And I click OK. And additionally, I should put additional information in here. So the pavement and the project is now in phase next phase, because existing parts was created. So now I have next phase, and I click finish. Save project, don't save DVG file. And now I have nice pavement. And if I click realistic representation, here is my grass, and here is my pavement of my project. Now, next part, I need to create the road part. So I select the same tool and same tools, and I just draw rectangles. So now I see my lines are snapping. If your lines will not be snapping, so you just go manage, click snapping, and check out if all the snapping tools is activated. Also in the modification part, select so all the modify elements or lines is also active. And let's continue. I go back to this green area and just snap and create. Now I see my lines is not aligned, so I can select align tool, select to which line I would like to align, select align line, and I have aligned lines. And additional, I need a road here to go out from my car parking, and this line I can just drag position and do the same here. And of course, on this side, I will have additional road, so it will be main road. So I just lines here, and it will represent my road. And subregions cannot overlap the other subregions, so I need to be careful on this part. Okay, so now I need to delete elements which is not needed, so I can just delete this line, also this line. I can delete this line. Okay, and I can delete this line also. Now I use trim tool and nicely trim all the lines. And create a closed loop. So now I have nice closed loop, and instead of pavement, now I will select asphalt. So asphalt. Okay, so I have asphalt too. Of course, asphalt should be named based on the naming convention, which is explained here. So I can just select asphalt also from the library part. And yeah, I will use it from the library part and select asphalt. Check out all the parameters if everything is represented correctly. So here I have thermal parameters, physical parameters. If asphalt is going on the ground, so maybe physical and thermal parameters, it's not important. If you use it for calculations and for other things apart from representation, so all these parameters should be also used in your project. So let's click OK. And for my road, also select phase 21. Apply. OK. And now I can work in phase 210. So it means I am on my project. And here I have nice asphalt and nice pavement around my asphalt. Now let's go and put fence and all other objects in my project. So now let's use parking components. So I will place my parking components in 0, 0 level. I also select the level which I will use. So here maybe on the ground level. Maybe also here I should choose ground level. And now if I move the car parking, I can use space to rotate object and I place it here. So now I can use array tool and create array of this object and say I need 15 places for my cars. 15 on this side and repeat the same task, so I can copy the same group. So I put car parking here, and you can see the symbol is going inside my ground, so it means I need to lift maybe the object a little bit up so all the elements are visible. Because the ground is deformed and the object is not deformed, and if I put it on my ground, it will not adapt to the ground surface. So in 3D model, it can look strange because it will be lifted or hanging in the air. In 2D drawings, it will look okay because I'm looking in presentation of 2D of my project, and from the top it looks okay, and I just use array tool and snap and write 15 places for my car parking. So car parking, outside car parking places are placed. Now I can put side components. So for side components, I choose also ground level and select ground level on this side. So these will be arrows which represent the movement of the cars. And from here, I should move, say, and some arrows goes, like I mentioned below, so I need to lift them up. So I need to type the name, and they are lifted up. Or I need to pick new host, maybe changing the host can help, but not always. And yeah, so it means I need to lift it a little bit more. So the same on this one. And now I have nice road markings. Next side component is a trash bin. So if I just ride with my car and have some trash, so I can put the trash bin here. So it means I can throw some trash in this trash bin. Next part is some boxes for my plants. I can put plants here so people don't put cars inside on my lawn. So sometimes you can see such part, and also I can put nice objects here. And inside these objects I can put maybe some trees or flowers. And benches, so I can put a bench here. So I can sit if I need to put my stuff here. Or I can sit on in this location. Have a nice representation. Next part, I select bike rack. So if I come to work on bikes, so I can put the bikes here. And next part is trees. So now I can put some trees in my project. So I use the same general layer and just put the trees in this location. And now I have nice flowers in my concrete boxes. And additional trees can be placed also using the same technique. So my recommendation is to use maybe tree objects or other objects from Revit. If you upload objects from internet, like I showed in Formit example, it can overload a little bit your project, and the project can be quite heavy. So I recommend to use simple one. And of course, Enscape elements. And for Enscape elements, you need to have Enscape activated to see visual representation. If you use Revit elements, these can be activated by selecting realistic representation. And also some people, if I want, I can put peoples here. And also I can select cars and put the cars in the object. So let's say it's factory of Volkswagen, and they create a lot of Beetle cars. And the last part, so practically all the tools which are cut out for. So for grading part, if you want to excavate, calculate how much ground you should bring in or bring out from your project, you can use this graded region tool. And now on our project, I will put the fence. So I go to architecture, select railings, select railing part, select location of railing on the ground, and select rectangle tool and just draw railing around my project. Now regarding railings, so I need to create railing and place some openings. So in this case, I just delete this part, and later I will recreate and create the part here, which will close additional part. So I click finish, and here I have nice railing on my project. Some railing is below the ground, so I need to pick the new host and select my grass, and now it nicely goes up. And now I will use copy and align to same place, and click edit path, and I just drag the same path to this location, maybe from the top. And I just drag, so this will be entrance for the cars, and this will be entrance for people. And all other, I select tab tool and just delete. So it means the line should be also continuous, cannot be made from different parts. So for this part also I can move the line here. And in BIM models or BIM projects, I can just put and add additional details in any phase of the project, and I can update all the project depending on the need. The fence is created, and if we go here, plants, grass, fence, sidewalks, roads, road markings, excavation. So all these parts is done. Now I can go and check how the site plan should be organized in the site plan drawing. So in the site plan drawing, I will need to check out. So now everything is in a big mess, and I need to organize all the information nicely. So I think we can do it in next class. So let's save the progress. Don't save, DVG. I will reactivate synchronization, close the project, and let's go to next class.